All right, welcome to Connections to Freedom. My name is Tracy Repchuk, and I am going to be your guide today on all things Be Connected. So we're going to take a look at one of the most powerful elements of this community that practically does not exist elsewhere. And in areas where it does, it's extremely costly. You can go and get a podcast on Voice America, on various networks. A brand new network just dropped the other day, and they range from $1,500 to start up to anywhere to $5,000 a month. And so it can be extremely costly, especially if you're going to combine broadcastability with audio. I've always said for last, I'll say 15 years, when you are doing whether we'll call it a podcast, if your desire is to do a podcast, back it up one step and do the recording of the podcast, okay? Or do some sort of recording as you go along. Here's the reason. You can actually strip a 30-minute show if you record it and use some sort of visual of yourself or of other things into almost 500 social media pieces. That is the ability to have content for a full 30 days from one 30-minute show. And so, but by doing just the podcast, you can get some traction from that, but nowhere near what you could if you had a video recording like we do here in the Live in the Hive network. And that is, of course, one of the greatest benefits of Be Connected. Now, you might be saying, well, I can just go off and do my own Zoom call. Yeah, you can, but who's coming, right? You're constantly the one that's always inviting in that scenario. You're not going to get people from another community like we do in the Live in the Hive. When it displays on the dashboard, right? If we take a look here, you have a chance for other people to see you that have no idea who you are. This unique feature right here that allows every single prospect, i.e. every Be United free member, of which we have thousands of free members, they'll come in here and the first place they see is this. Here's our show going on right now, right? So your show needs to kind of be here. And then I got another show coming up, right? Where I'm going to be interviewing rock stars, and that's on the Reach Millions TV. For anyone who saw yesterday's episode of Reach Millions, I interviewed Werner Berger, and that is now about to hit YouTube. So you see the power. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to strip out the audio and I'm going to put it into a podcast. So I'm going to hit everywhere with all of these elements so that, and that's what you should be doing as well. Yeah, report that, Heshi. I have no ability, but yeah, we definitely want as many as we can get. And if they're having trouble getting on. So here is the, where it stands as far as a differentiating factor. This doesn't exist elsewhere, and it certainly does not exist elsewhere. For $499 if you get the B Pro Plus, and $49 a month, right? It is way more expensive on every network that I've seen. I've been invited to so many networks. And again, they range anywhere from $5,000 startup to $5,000 a month. That was the latest invitation that I got to have my own show, right? And that wasn't even, that's exactly what we have right here, as far as a comparison is concerned. Only we have way more members. Now, we have like thousands and thousands of free members. 3 months down the road, we're going to have thousands and thousands more, because as we invite, if you are an affiliate, here is your unique element. As we invite people over, they have to join the network for free. So they go, just like LinkedIn, just like Facebook, just like YouTube. You can't go in and watch something unless you have an account. So they build the account and all they do is give name, email. It's super simple. And then they're connected to you. 3 months down the road, if they upgrade, you get paid. That exists nowhere else. So, I have some people saying, oh, I'm making money already on Clubhouse, or I'm making money already in my podcast. Okay, good. So wouldn't you like to just add one extra step, join as a Be Pro Plus member in BeeKonnected, broadcast from here and share everywhere else, just like you're doing already. Only now you get this side gig income of any member who upgrades, you get paid. Again, you can't get that on LinkedIn. You can't get that anywhere else, right? And in fact, those networks, they're trying to vie. They're trying to pull your client away from you and attract them with ads, right? So now they're constantly going off and spending money not with you. And that's what's starting to happen. And so, as you're talking to your prospects and things of that nature, remind everybody about that. That's the huge difference. Okay, so setting up your show and setting up your group. Super simple. I mean, okay, I'm assuming actually right here you're seeing my screen. I have been known to be talking away and forget to show you my screen, so let me know in the chat. Alrighty, so how do you create your group? Super simple. You click on group and you go to Beehive Groups. And you just come up with your group. Now, let's say you already have a Facebook group. Call it that. See this right here, my Connections to Freedom? It matches a Facebook group that I have. I'm pushing everybody in that group into here. I'm like, hey, you want to come see my special broadcast? For example, what we're doing right here is a Connections to Freedom broadcast. It is not being seen now on my Facebook page. They have to opt in and they have to start to join the network officially, not just hang out on Facebook, and come on in. And that way, there's more opportunities and things of that nature. So you'll see here, I've got a couple groups already that I'm working with, and you'll click on create group. I'm not going to go through all the steps here. And you'll start off with group title. Again, be simple, make it about who you are. So if you are somebody like, Werner, who's like the Everest guy, it could be called that. It could be called, success strategies I learned on Everest, or it could simply be called leadership strategies with Werner. It can be called any of these types of things. You just want to connect it to what it is that you do. When you're creating a podcast, when you're creating a group, and when you're creating a show, an online show, you begin with the end in mind, which means where do you want these guys to go? What do you want them to do after? Okay. So in my case, Reach Millions TV, there's two things I want people to do. I want them to engage. I want to have them activate on the BeeKonnected network. And I want them to take a look at my personal services, right? I have a mastermind group, a year-long mastermind group. I have free gifts that I give people. I have resources that I give people, free resources that I give people. So every single episode that I do has a call to action, and that then I back it up and go, what's the content that will lead to that call to action? Even when I'm doing an interview, I'll switch up the call to action based on the interview that we just had. And so there you are there. Now I'll take you to my group here, and it's going to allow you to see the full setup details you need. Okay, so you'll need an image, right? I have a video that shows you how to create that simply and easily if you want. Again, same with the Zoom backgrounds. Reach Millions TV, your description. It produces this group access link. This is what you will share to people to bring them into your group, which means when I'm over on Facebook, right? So let's say I'm over on Facebook. We're in the Connections to Freedom group. I would say something like, And in fact, I already have this embedded on the group that says, are you in my private BeeKonnected community yet, where I broadcast all my latest news and shows. Okay. Go here to join. Now, okay, we got a big, long, ugly link, right? But hey, there it is. It's going to produce an image, right? So you can keep it as that, or you can put in the image that you've created, that little image that you saw that you created for your group. So I could leave that, right, which is just the generic banner, or I can go down and I can grab something that, you know, maybe says more about the show, has maybe a logo and things of that nature. So let's say, connections to freedom. I'm on my Reach Millions, right? I'm encouraging people to join Reach Millions. I'll just grab this for simplicity. Okay, and put that there. And so this is how you invite. That's as difficult as it is. You go to every social media platform you have now and do the same. Come on and join my private group. And you can be more specific. Come on and join my private group. There's the link. And I'm going to be doing a 5-day challenge on whatever, right? On how to lose weight, on let's say you're in a network marketing and the products are connected to weight loss. So you can tell everybody you're going to do a weight loss challenge. And of course, you're going to do it only in the Live in the Hive network. And as a result, at the end of each of those episodes, you would say something like, hey, I hope you enjoyed this episode. By the way, I'm a blog distributor. If you're interested in products that are going to help you achieve what I just talked about, please go to this link. And then they off to your link for your network marketing, or off to your link for a discovery call, or off to your link for your free opt-in, right? The thing is, every episode needs to drive to an outcome that you want. Okay, so back, let's see where I was. I was setting up the group. Okay. All right, so there's the link. I'm the host. You can put some announcements up here, and here is details about, right? About all of the things that are happening at various episodes, in my case, for the show. So it tells people upcoming events. Then here it talks about members that are interested in joining the group. So there's what I did there. I just approved somebody that's new, and that's all there is to setting up a group. It is just super simple. You don't have to be a rocket science. I would say the hardest part is just getting this little thing, and I've shown you how to do that. Just put an image or something into Canva, even, you know, you can just go to Canva and play along, playing in those lines. Then you have to have a group to create an event. So you can't go running here and start to create an event because you're all super excited now. You're going to get an event going. You're going to go live in the Hive. You can't just go to create an event, because you'll notice one of the very first things it's going to ask is, what is the group you're connecting this to? All right. And there it is, Reach Millions. So let's go Reach Millions TV with Tracy Repchuk, event category. So again, I've created a way that I am mass producing images. So let's say I'm going to set up this show, which I haven't done yet. So I will show you a live show setup that is actually going to appear live in the Hive. So I'm going to open that. Okay, so what'll happen here, it comes in, I don't know why it does this, but you just got to stretch it the whole way. If you don't see that it's lit, it means that it's not going to show that whole thing. So I pull in my image. It's just a square, 500 by 500, and I click upload. All right, so now this episode is going to be me interviewing Marie Diamond. Event category. Now with Marie Diamond, you know, you want to go to the category of who you're interviewing or what your show is about. These are those categories. For her, I'm going to pick, I guess I'll do this. Coaching and mentoring. And she could be leadership and management as well. Then what's the date of the event? Okay. So in this case, I go here and she is, there it is there, 13th of September. So I'll come back here and I'll say it's on the 13th of September. Oops, back it up. There we go. Time of the event. Okay, so this is, now here's one of the fields that I warned you about in the video. The time of the event for me is 1 o'clock. The time of the event in Central Time Zone is 11. All right. Come up with your event description. Now, I have already created a document where I'm grabbing all of this automatically. Okay, so this is one of my cheats for you. So I've set up everything already automatically where I just constantly go to a document and I copy and paste. And so here's the event description. One of the things you must remember is the BK system requires a password, right? See this? So make sure you put it in your description. Make sure you put it everywhere. All right. Then Zoom meeting ID and Zoom link. In my case, I've set up a whole series in Zoom. And so I'm just grabbing the same link every time. And I'm going here, there's the Zoom link, and then it wants the meeting ID. Just grab the back end of this and paste it there, all right? Now, status, you want it to be published. Okay, allow public calendar, yes. Search terms, up to you. I always put my name. In this case, of course, I'm gonna put Marie Diamond as well. And then I can say Feng Shui, I can say Reach Millions, which is the name of the program, Reach Millions, which is again the thing. And that's all I'll do. Is it country specific? No, it's not. And then the detailed description, I generally put another preempt because they kind of appear in different spots. So here's the detailed description. So I start with this, introduces you to, right? And I don't have all the data ready. So what I do is I have each each person that I'm interviewing send me a 100-line bio, and then I will take the details from that. And I don't think I've copied it in here yet. So that I can create it. But if I haven't, I'm going to leave it blank and I'll go and edit it later. Okay. Okay, a couple people coming up. And just, yeah, so I'm not prepped yet for Marie. Okay. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Introduces you to Marie Diamond. And I'll just put a couple things I know, you know, who appeared in the Secret and specializes in law of attraction. Okay. Published start date. You want your published start date to be now so that it goes live. Publish end date. This is for when people have offers that drop dead that you need to ensure do not go past a certain date. Notification allowed. I set this to yes. And registration, absolutely. This is the key right here. And then I'll save the changes. Okay, and then we'll go just have a peek at this. So now if we go, we probably aren't going to see it, right? We're probably when we go home. Why? Because it's a little too far away. But we can have a peek over here and see what's happening. Okay, so there we are. And we'll just see if it goes that far. And it says to see more. Let's see how far it goes. I see it's doing a different display. So that's interesting. There's a couple of mine. Where's the dates now? We're at July. There we go. Oh, page 2. And we're at August. Here we go. So there it is right there. Okay. So let's go take a look at the event profile. Okay, here it is there. And again, when you are starting your show, you will click on Open Zoom. When others are joining the show, they will click on Join Show. The event information is if you have a video that you want to feature talking about this, that's what that setup was back in the event setup. Here's the link that will now get shared. Here's where your attendees will appear. And right now, of course, I got nobody. So here I will copy the text and I will create a bit.ly from that because it's always long. And because I'm going to be sharing this out on the internet and with Marie, it's got to be short, sweet, and simple. So I just go to bit.ly.com. I use their free version, so nothing fancy. I click on create. I paste that big long URL in here. And then here's what it does. It gives me an equally ugly. It's tiny, but I'll never remember that, right? So I always use a naming convention. In my case, it's going to be RM for Reach Millions. And then I would say Marie Diamond. Now, I'll show you a couple things that will occur. I'm going to remove the RM and I'm going to say Marie Diamond. Okay, and press return. It's going to tell you that's not available. So I just wanted you to know that you do it again. And now my link is available. And why? Because she's probably already using that for herself. So then you go here, you go to copy. And then you can share this with everybody that you want. Okay, then you'll go out to all your social media, your emails, etc., and you will share that. Okay, and that's it. You can now go live in the Hive. And people can find you, right? So as the shows are coming up, then they'll start to appear here as the date gets closer and people can start to register for it. So if I go here, and you can see a couple people have already registered, right? And then you can export this after if you would like, and you can follow up with those people. At the very least, what you want to do with people that have registered for your show is you now want to go to the connection generator. So I'm pretty sure I'm probably connected to everybody. Maybe not Laurel. Maybe Laurel's new. So here's what I would do. Because if somebody was interested in something that I was saying, wouldn't I want to be connected to them? So I would punch in Laurel. Oh, actually, before I do that, I want to definitely be with Augustine. Messenger. Good. Okay. And there we go. And Laurel. And I'm going to click search. and not there. Let's put in the whole thing. And the reason it would not appear is either you're not in the system yet with a built out profile, or we're already connected. Okay, so that's generally what would happen there is we're already connected. And how do you find that out? You can certainly go to your connection, My Connections. And if they're not here, it means that their profile isn't completed enough for them to appear. Alrighty, that is it in a nutshell on how to get this going. And then I'm going to just show you a couple of things here. Again, I've got the videos already, and generally, I'm just trying to see if I can come up with a couple of slides. No, generally, we know all of this. The presentation, by the way, has been shortened. Okay, and here's where we are. So if you are an affiliate, here's your goal for the week. And that is to get active, right? And start to get 10 new affiliates under you. When you do that, that's $3,600 in your pocket. Then you get them to QFA, which means you get them to 5 people. So then that's some money in their pocket. They're continuing the excitement, and you have made some more money. You will then receive $4,000 as a roll up from the second tier bonus. And then as they start to, and then from those, you'd get 130 at the, I think it's the B Pro Plus purchase, around $6,500 for a total of $14,000. So if you're looking for money this week, this is a little strategy that you can play. Oh, can you put it in the other chat? Oh, I see. It's not really even needed. I was just using that as a placeholder, but I can put it in the Q&A. Can you do a short explanation of Canva or on YouTube? On Canva. Okay, well, I'll show you a couple things about Canva, but I am not a Canva expert at all. And so but Canva is a free tool, right? And sometimes I'll go up to Canva to get content. The fastest way to get good at here, like they give you, so for example, these are all my designs so far. So I'm playing like if we take a look at the podcast, I'm playing right now with various designs. And you can get your designs over on the left as soon as that opens. Let's see when that comes up. And so I grabbed designs kind of from over here in any of the free areas. See how it says free and free. So I would grab this over to my document, and then I would start to modify it to be something that works for me. All I'm looking for over here is this something that I think I could modify and use? So I grab a whole pile of things over here of samples. I'm just going to show you one here that I'm in the process of building. So here's an example, right? I would have grabbed something from here. I put Reach Millions TV. What should I talk about in my next podcast? Leads are launching. And then this will be a social media piece, right? And I'm working on one right now, just on Reach Millions TV. I'm interviewing Precious Williams. This woman is a Shark Tank person, or she, was on Shark Tank and got her product accepted. And, Forbes I don't know, over 20 times, every national TV network. Her resume's off the hook. So I'm doing a little meme on her. And I'm in the process too. You're going to recognize this one. I'm creating this one right now with Werner. So, you know, again, just some font to picture me, picture him, little podcasty thing. This is what I'm going to start to use. I told you I'm going to strip apart this actual video, and then I'm going to, use just the M4A version and upload it to podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, things of that nature. Okay, so this will be a social media meme that I use for that. And I've already uploaded. Okay, so that's what I do there. I just grab free stuff and start to use it in a way that I can manipulate it and make it work for me. Okay, I am not a designer. I cannot sit in this thing and think anything, right? But I can see, like looking at this one, add template as a new page. Yes, I would add it as a new page. It will add it here, and I can put anything I want in these images, right? So I could even go here and grab images, and I could just drag that over there. And again, you have to look for what's free and what's not. And so let's say I just wanted a little bit of a background of some sort. Where's that? And again, I have to check for free. That's free. So I could, I could drag that over and just replace. I highlighted the wrong thing. I'm not sure I can drag this as a, oh yeah, here we go. I don't want it there. No, I want it here. And again, all of this for me too is play. If you don't like what you did, just click that little thing there and undo it. Okay. So you can't get too far in trouble. There's where I want it. Okay. So I dragged it and yay, finally worked. And then let's say I go to a graphic. No, those are weirdy. I want photos. Oh, see how I clicked something, didn't even know. I want to undo that. And then you go through various elements of the photos. And I don't want a background now. I want, let's say I wanted something like business. And so I'm like, oh, this one would be perfect for there. It's free, yay. So I'm going to drag it into that spot there. So that's all I do there, okay? Then I simply download that and start to use it. And download is simple. You click on the download and you go right here. All pages, no, I just want to download page 20. So you change it to page 20 and you download that, and now you got yourself something you can use, especially for an image for your event or for social media. Can you put in the other chat? So there's only one kind of chat I see. Can you do a short explanation of Canva in there? Okay. And then what I do is I take the video from the show, and of course I post it to my YouTube channel. So you'll see here, I just completed doing Werner's, and I'm about to broadcast it to all the social media networks, right? And I haven't done that yet because I'm in the process still of writing what I want to say. Once I've done that, I'm going to copy it, I'm going to click, and I'm going to send it out. Now, in this case, I could just do a tweet because I don't do a big, huge blah, right? Now, it comes up with stuff. I never just keep it as that. So, blah reveals the secrets to leadership in interview. Okay, an interview, and then I would say with Tracy Repchuk on her show, and then I could put the link. let's say reachmillions.tv on the, I could go BeeKonnected. And again, you don't have to get this fancy, live in the Hive network. You can say whatever you want, okay? And then in my case, I will use my branded hashtag, which is reach millions. And then I would add others. I could say, I could hashtag Everest Climber reveals, Everest Climber in this case, I would say Werner Berger, okay? And then hashtag, now it was tiny. Notice I didn't fill it with stuff because YouTube, that was all search engine optimized. That, so that's, those are the words that will work. And then let's say I want to hashtag entrepreneurs, and then hashtag leadership. And I'll just go with that for now. And that's it. Now I haven't written the other ones, which will be larger than that. Obviously this is a tweet, so it's small. And then, yeah, go back and you'll see now I got the rest to go through. There, yeah, when you're talking about these chats, if you're talking about the difference between Q&A, but if there's the difference between these two chats, I only see this one chat. So if something's happening in another chat, I actually don't see it. Yeah. One under and one to the side. You guys, yeah, there are two. And see, because I directly come in through Zoom, I'm not positive I'm seeing this other chat. The chat I'm seeing is the one you can hear me responding to. The other one, I see Q&A and I don't see anything else. Alrighty, so that's where we are there. You have now been shown how to create a group, how to create an event, how to create content on Canva, and how to post it and distribute it on YouTube, all in a 40-minute session. So that is really what should take you and get you extremely excited about where we are. One, this is a platform you should be leveraging like crazy for your own content, for your own time, and for bringing people in. That's the reason you're doing this, is to pull people into the network. And then of course you're going to get exposure to people that are already in the network. Win, win, win is what that is. Now, and again, if you're an affiliate and you're looking to attract more purchasers or more prospects, anybody out there who wants to be doing something like this, they're either doing it by themselves and just broadcasting to Facebook, and not having kind of an official, community. And remember, when they buy the $4.99 package, they're not just getting this, right? They're getting the university, they're getting the travel savings passport, they're getting the connection generator, which means after their show, they can click and connect with every single person that was there. It is just such a powerful system that it should be easy to sell and promote. Okay, just did a one more check of the Q&A. I don't see anything. I'm coming up to the chat that I see. And I think, yeah, there are two, one on the side. Well, if you guys can see both, then that's great, because you can probably see this is where I am answering from. Okay, so that's the one that I see right there. And that's really it, guys. What you want to do is you want to do a show, right? So to do a test, and if it bombs, who cares, right? We're in beta for one thing. We're also surrounded by people that love us, right? This is such a supportive community. I love when I see all the familiar faces come on, because I know, they're not going to say that show sucked, right? They're going to say, way to go, good job, and things of that nature, because we all know we're learning this together, right? That's what's happening here. We're all kind of learning it together. And then you'll get your feet wet with the content here. And then let me show you one more thing, actually, since we're here, and that is the replay. So you can see here, I now copy the video link, and I'm just going to put the Werner episode up into replay. So where's BeeKonnected? Back to BeeKonnected. Back to, let's go here. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to group and my Beehive groups. And I'm going to go back to the event. I'm going to go to my events. And I'm going to seek out. There we are. Okay. So now you're going to go to edit. And you're going to go here, event to video type, and this is going to say replay video. I'm going to copy in the promotional link under here. I am going to save the changes. You're going to go back to home. Since we're there, and I had to do this anyway. Okay, and nope. And not now. Okay. Not now. So, what is this? 0716. So, that's how you do it. It will probably work for you. Let me see what's happening here. What's our date? 2 days ahead of time. Okay, and back. So I'll have to take a look at what the heck happened there. That's exactly how you do it, though. Is you go to the event that has gone past, and maybe I picked the wrong thing. Oh, I did. Oh, that's interesting. It's somehow got the wrong date on it. Okay, so let me edit this again. And this should have been from the 14th, no, from the 13th. And now let's see what happens. Now let's see if it's correct. So there it is, guys. I'm telling you, it's super simple. And the only way to learn how to do this is to try and not be afraid to talk to other people about this, because most people are out there right now doing something like this, only they're doing it in a way that will never get them paid. And this is the only platform that pays you to, there it is there, that pays you to broadcast, right? And by, of course, when members sign on through the BeeKonnected platform that you referred, you will get paid. All right, so the Q&A is clean. I'm doing one more check now of the chat. And other than that, I believe we have, yes, yes, Laurel, complete your profile. I could have featured you. The 16th, we could splash with a replay of the video. Absolutely, I would recommend talking. I'm also doing the, in a minute, you're going to receive the YouTube link as well. What happens with the original replays when the list starts getting too long? Yeah, they drop off. Okay, it's a feature we're looking at to create pages for the shows, like channels That's a future feature. So that is where what's gonna happen. If we do a test, does it automatically appear in replay? No, it doesn't appear in replay until you go through the steps that I just showed you. And yes, you can delete these things. You can get rid of them. If you don't like what you just did, you can delete it. Alrighty, there it is. How do we get the replay so we don't lose them? You own it. It's already in your Zoom recordings. Okay, so you'll just go to Zoom recordings, download the video. That's how you're going to get it to YouTube, right? You'll download the video and things of that nature. So if we go here to the replay, actually, see, I don't want to go to, oh yeah, it is on. So there's the replay for that. Okay, so in this, and then in this situation too, because it's on YouTube, which you want to do, you'll never lose them. You'll always have your shows on YouTube, and then you will have your playlists. Okay, you'll create a playlist for all your shows so they're easy to get to. All right. I want the one where Tammy interviewed you. If Tammy interviewed you, or if somebody interviewed you, you have to go to them, because you cannot download somebody else's content. They have to give you permission to get it. All right, you are welcome, everybody. I'm glad I could be of service today for you. And your reward to me is two things. Make sure we're connected on the connection generator. Make sure you go and check out the Werner video on YouTube. I'm going to post it in the Facebook post, in the Facebook group of Connections to Freedom. That's the next place that I'm going. And comment and subscribe on the YouTube channel, okay? I'm trying to get traction over there as well, because the more traction I get over there, the more people like Werner are going to be profiled and featured. So that's the goal over there already. All right, much appreciated to you. Have a great rest of your day, everybody, and bye for now.